you please just pay attention to yourself lying on the floor. And we've been doing work lately dealing with the 5 lines, with what we call, what Feldenkrais called the body image of the 5 lines, and lengthening those lines. Why? Well, for the nervous system to affect change in the way that we use and control our muscles, you have to have a way of approaching the neuromuscular junction. That's the junction where the nerve impulses then cross over to affect the fiber of the muscle, the neuromuscular junction. And after a while in life, as we age, that's all just happening very habitually. But to really get control, a new kind of control, you have to really slow down and really take your time to make a change, not so much in the movement, but really in the thought of the movement, what we call the thought of the movement. We're going to be looking at all of these things today. So just notice now the back of your 5 lines, the back of your right leg, from your right hip to your right heel. Just notice that, the sense of that, as if there were a line running down the back of your leg from your hip to going through your heel. Sense of that. And then do the same thing with your left leg, line of your left leg from your left hip. Actually, it's from the sit bone. And the sit bone is the bone that you sit on when you sit. We just call it the sit bone. It's the bottom of the ischium. Most of us don't know where that bone is. I mean, we think it's more outside usually than we know. It's actually more toward the inside on your pelvis, the lowest part of your pelvis. And notice now from your left sit bone, and I know you're saying, where the hell is that? Your left sit bone to your left heel, and we will find out. In the same way that we elucidated more and more, and clarified more and more the scapula, right? We will start to do more and more of clarifying the sit bones. Notice the back of your right arm, from your right shoulder blade to your right hand, right? The line of your right arm. Notice your left arm, from your left shoulder blade to the corners of your, to the back of your left hand. Again, just paying attention to the sense of the line on the left. Now, something else that's very important when we do these lines, especially just in lying down here, is direction. That the lines go from the hips to the heels and from the shoulder blades to the hands. Right now, right? And then notice the line of your spine, which goes from the lowest part of your back, your sacrum, down in that area, up through your back, through your torso, up through your shoulder blades, up into your cervical vertebra, right up into your head. And that line flows up. Very, very important, the directions of the line. So now just get a sense of yourself lying on the floor with these 5 lines. What's the sense? Just get how do you represent these to yourself, right? And is it clear, not clear? Can you hold all 5 lines in your mind's eye at the same time? Very difficult, right? You might be able to hold the 2 legs, the 2 arms, the line of the spine, or combinations thereof. Just notice how many of these lines can you capture at one time. And it is a capture because it comes and goes very quickly. We're not looking to create this kind of visual, pictorial representation of these lines, which just is going to make you more rigid. That's not what we're looking at. We're looking at how they come and go. And in the moment, what do we glimpse, right? Right? So now, imagine that, again, the line of the right leg from the right hip down to the right heel. And imagine again that line is like a string, and someone just very, very gently pulls the string, and in your imagination, through your right heel, and it starts to make the line of the right leg taut, right? The line has a little elasticity to it, and you start to pull on it, and what's the sensation in when you're imagining in your right leg? What's the sense of the length of the right leg? As someone pulls the line of your right leg, right? As they pull through. Now, at the same time that that's happening, put the line down your left arm from your left shoulder blade to your left hand, and pull through your left arm, right? And at the same time, pull through the right leg and the left arm, and just feel what that's like. Feel what that's like. That sense of lengthening in a certain direction, right? Down, away from the torso, out and down from the torso, right? The right leg, the left arm, right? Two little strings. This magic person is pulling on them. Use your imagination. And now, do the same thing with your left leg and your right arm. Do the same thing with your left leg and your right arm. And just feel what that's like. Just, again, lengthening, pulling the string through the left leg and then through the right arm. And see if you can feel now, as you pull the string through the left leg and the right arm, something happen up in your spine, some kind of movement to the spine, maybe, right? Maybe. So one time, pull the string of the right leg and the left arm down, and then one time, pull the string of the left leg and the right arm down. Easy. Imagine the strings are getting tauter and longer, and your body will start to follow that. Because what I said at the beginning, right now, you're influencing the neuro end of the neuromuscular junction, right? And on the neuro end, your body starts to respond without doing the work with the muscle, which then creates a sense of ease. So now, pay attention now, as you're alternating, one time the right leg and left arm, very soft, very easy, one time the left leg and the right arm. As you're doing that, as you're doing it, pay attention to the sense of your spine. What does your spine do? Right? So now, as you're doing that, imagine whatever side you're on, as you're lengthening one leg and one arm down, imagine someone's pulling through your spine, through the top of your head, the string from your sacrum right up through your spine. Imagine someone's pulling that very, very gently, very easy, so that as you lengthen one leg and the opposite arm, the spine lengthens up. See if you can start to capture in your mind's eye that sense of lengthening without doing it. So this is more, again, on the neuromuscular level, it's like just the thought of lengthening lengthens us. Just the thought of lengthening lengthens us, right? It's very powerful, very powerful. Easy, easy, good. Pay attention now, rest that, let go of that, and just pay attention to this, any sensation in your neck, your throat, your head. Maybe you've been overdoing something here. So we're going to just do a very, very short little thing about freeing the neck. Just begin to do a very small movement. of nodding your head as if you were bringing your chin toward your breastbone, but very, very small, just enough to feel your head, the skull, the bone of your head move within the skin that encompasses the head. Just you just feel no muscular movement, nothing, no pulling, nothing. Just that little freedom of the. It's like it's a ball. The head. It's just a ball within this covering, and it's just floating very gently, very easy, just freeing up your neck there, easy, very small, very light, very, very light, very light, very light, very light. Now, begin to do the following, guys, and let go of the movement of the head now, and just begin to lengthen both of your legs down away from you as you lengthen your spine up. Imagine someone's pulling through both of the legs as someone pulls through the top of the head. Just use your imagination and feel the sensations. Good. And now, let go of that and do the same thing with the arms. Just let the two arms get pulled down. Very, very, everything's very easy. You're not moving anything. It's all happening at the thought level. And let someone pull the string of your head. That's the arms. So there's a feeling of the arms going one way and the spine and the head going the other way. Right? And then one time, see what it's like. Pull through the legs, through the arms, and up through the head at the same time. Just see what that's like. Go easy, go slow. Really, really, right? Good. Let that go. Let that go and rest now. Just rest. All right? And just get a feeling of, now, those 5 lines behind you that see if you can start to feel the line of your right leg is actually, put it on the floor underneath the leg from the hip to the heel, and put the line of the left leg on the floor underneath, on the floor behind the leg from the left heel, and feel feel those lines going down both of your legs, and notice when you put the line on the floor, it's like a groove in the floor. Let your legs sink into the grooves. Those, as if the image were behind you on the floor, and you just let the legs sink into the grooves. The right leg into the line of the right leg, left leg into the line of the left leg. Very gently, very easy. And now, notice the line of your right arm on the floor, up behind the arm, underneath the arm, from the shoulder to the right hand. Feel that line on the floor underneath, and just feel how the arm then, once you feel the line on the floor, what does the right arm do? You start to sense how it sinks down into the line as if it was sinking into the floor. And then put the line on the left arm from the left shoulder to the left hand. And do the same thing. Once you feel the line, how does your arm start to adjust, mold, fit into the image that you're sensing underneath you? And now do the same thing with your spine, from the back, the lower back, up your spine, up behind your navel, up behind your chest, up behind your shoulder blades, up into your neck, up into your skull, that line. Put it on the floor. It's underneath you on the floor. What happens to your spine? What happens to your spine? Now, pay attention now to all 5 lines lying underneath you on the floor. Notice, can you sense more of them at once? Maybe some of you even all 5? Pay attention. Pay attention. It is possible to hold in your mind's eye, not for a lengthy period of time, just a glimpse of all 5 at one time. And what's really, really important about that, when that glimpse happens, there's a very special feeling that comes with that kind of togetherness. And if you want to keep it and hold it, you will ruin it. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. You just have to let it come, and you have to let it go. In all of life, that's what balance is. You balance and you unbalance. You balance and you unbalance. If you want to stay balanced all the time, you just need to be a pole or a concrete block. No, you balance and unbalance. It's a constant stability and instability, right? Right? So what we're doing here now is, the intention here is to correct the function, not some muscular device or not make some movement perfect. We're correcting the function, and the function meaning the image that we use to function with. Before you do anything, any movement, anything at all, you simulate in your brain of what you're going to do. Anything. It happens before you do it, right? So that's what functioning is, right? It's a kind of, so as we start to move now, it's a kind of manner of control. And the more control that we have, it's almost like moving through thought. It's not actually moving in the way you think of moving. It's kind of like moving more through thought, right? Right? So now, very easy with yourself, very easy. Begin to just do a little movement of turning your right knee out to the right a little, as if you were going to drag the edge of your right foot up toward your buttock. But just start with just the knee turning out just a little and feel what happens. Now, here's what's important. As you turn the knee out a little, what happens to the line up your back? What happens to the line of your arms? What happens to the line of your left leg? Just feel, when you just turn the knee out a little, what happens to those lines? Do they shorten? Do they lengthen? Does something move? Just go easy. And now begin to actually let the right knee slide out a little and let the right foot start to turn toward the floor. Very, very soft, very small, so that the right foot, as the knee keeps going out, real soft. Keep going. As the knee goes out more and more, the right foot starts to slide up the line of the right leg. Not so the foot doesn't go in toward your left leg. The foot slides up the line. Now, some of you are there already. You don't know what you're doing. You got to go really, really slow here and let the leg go out little by little. Let the foot turn out. Start to feel what happens in the line up your back. One side of the back seems to get closer to the floor. What happens in your shoulder blades? And now start to drag the foot up very, very slow. The right foot on the edge of the foot. Start to pull it up toward you by the right knee going out. Come on, let the right knee go out. And the edge of the right foot goes toward the floor, and the foot starts to come up toward your right buttock. Easy, real slow. And then as you're doing this movement, pay attention to what's happening in your spine, in your left leg, to your arms. Let yourself gaze around at different places with your lines as you're bringing, and then finally, you're going to get the foot, little by little, you're going to get it up to where you can let it rest on the edge of the foot, so that the knee is out to the right, and you let the foot rest. You got to let the knee go out to the right, and the foot rests. Keep bringing it up, slow, soft, easy, doing it more. So it's not so much a movement as a thought of movement, but you are moving. Very, very different place to be at. This is really working with the neuro end of the neuromuscular. Easy, easy. When the foot gets there, let it rest there. Let your foot stay up in your knee, out to the right like that. Stay there. Stay there. And then reverse the movement. And as you start to slide the foot down, feel what happens up your spine, to your left leg, your arms, your right arm, left arm. Let you start to use your attention as you're doing this movement. Easy, comes all the way back down, and rest. And just notice when you get down and you let yourself rest, what's different about that right leg, the right arm, the right line of the leg, the way the leg feels. What's different about, if you pay attention now, your right hip, right in the hip joint itself, it's going to feel very different. And what's different about your arms, the way your arms are on the floor. What's different about the way the back of your spine makes contact. Now, once again, you're going to do the movement with your right foot. And this time I want you to pay attention to the sense of lengthening and shortening. Meaning when you're dragging, the knee goes out and you start to drag the foot up, where can you feel some of your lines, whether it be your leg, your arms, whatever, where you're lengthening and shortening, or just start to feel what is going on with the other lines as you drag the foot up. Do it. Easy. Slower, slower, softer, easier. Right, right. You're going to, it's like a whole, it's like not moving. Right? Talked about doing nothing. This is getting down there. Easy, easy. And then when the knee gets up there, leave the foot there and the knee out to the right. Easy. You want to get it up there, though. You want to get the foot up there. Easy. Easy. You got to drag it up, some of you, a little bit more. You got to feel how it affects. Bring it up. Bring it up. Don't go back down. Do not go back down. Bring the foot up so the knee is out to the side as well as you can be. And then rest there with your leg like that, with the knee out to the side. See? And feel what your hip feels like. Feel what your pelvis feels like. Feel what your back feels like. What side of your back seems to be lower to the floor, what side higher. And now begin to do, in that same way of moving, begin to bring your right knee up as if you were going to stand your foot. So you start to lift your right knee. Now some of you are way ahead. Too fast. And you feel, because here's what we're looking for. Not that the knee and the foot and the leg and everything's connected. Lift the knee in such a way that the foot stays behind the leg. Meaning you're not just putting your foot down, you're lifting your knee, and that starts to affect the way you use the foot. You got to go really slow to feel this. So you start to differentiate your ankle joint from your knee joint. Very, very soft. Very, very easy. Very easy. Very easy. And then you'll get the foot right, you'll get the knee right above, and the foot will fall into place very naturally. And listen, it might not feel where you want it to be. Do not change it. Do not change it. Do not change it. Do not fix it. All right? Might not be where you, this is not where I want my foot to be. Too bad. That's where it is. Right? And let it stand there. And now let the knee go back out again. Slowly, slowly, easily, easily, easily. Taking your time. Feeling what happens in your lines. What happens to your back. What happens to your left leg. The lines of your arms. The line up your back. Can you start to feel that you start to lengthen in some places with the knee going back out and down? Feel it. Feel if you can sense what happens up your spine. Go easy. Slow. Really take your time. And only go as much as you can. You don't need to go like all the way. Nothing like that. It's not about that. It's staying in touch with what you're feeling in the other lines. And now once again, with the leg out there, begin to lift the knee again and feel where do you shorten? Where do you lengthen? Stay in touch. See if you can feel. See what's going on up your spine to your arms. See if you can start to feel one leg. Does it seem the line is lengthening on the left leg or shortening? up your spine. See, some of you, you're moving way too fast and you can't pay attention to yourself. All you're paying attention to is what your knee is doing, as if your knee was all so brilliant, right? Take your time. And as you go back, once again, easy, slow. Feel what happens up your spine, your neck, your back. Anywhere that you feel that you're shortening, just feel it. Anywhere that you feel that you're lengthening, just feel it. And the next time, bring the foot all the way down, going real. No. See, some of you went ahead already. You know what you did? You started to go back with the knee and you started to bring the foot down. Let the knee go back. Let the knee go back. And when the knee is back where it can, then the leg goes down. Then the leg goes down. See, you're not moving in your habitual way in any way right now. You're really taking that all apart. You got to go really, really slow, Let